If your AI tool list keeps growing, but your business still feels chaotic, this will fix that by turning inquiries into book calls and paid clients. Today's video is for you. If you are a freelancer, a consultant, a coach, a virtual assistant, a cleaner, a tradesperson, an accountant, basically anyone who sells a service and deals with inquiries coming in. If you have been collecting AI tools like they are going out of fashion, but your business still feels messy and unpredictable, this is the video I wish I had when I started. Here is what we are covering: why your tools probably aren't the problem, the 3 workflows that actually move your business forward, 7 tools categories and how to pick what's right for you, and a few simple rules for using AI safely with clients' information. No jargon, no tech stuff, just a practical system that works. So let's start with the thing nobody talks about. Most people buy a new AI tool because they think the tool will fix the problem, and sometimes it helps. But usually 3 months later, you've got another subscription and the same problem. Here is what happens. Tools don't create results on their own. Workflows do. A workflow is just a series of steps that move something from A to B. In our case, from a stranger finds you to client pays you. Tools are just there to help those steps happen faster and more reliably. So if the steps themselves are broken or missing, adding a better tool is like putting a new engine in a car with no wheels. It's still not going anywhere. The question isn't what tool should I buy. The question is what steps are falling apart in my business right now. There are really only 3 workflows that matter when you're running a service business at this stage. Everything else is either inside one of these 3 or it is a distraction. Let me walk through each one. Workflow 1 is a lead capture. This is what happens the moment someone shows interest in working with you. They fill a form, send an email, DM you, whatever it is. And right now, what happens next? In a working system, it goes like this. The inquiries get read and summarized automatically. It gets calls as in, is this actually a good fit for me? And it gets logged somewhere you can see it and act on it. All of that happens before you even open your laptop. Without this workflow, you are reading every inquiry fresh, trying to figure out what to do with it. Probably in between 3 other things. It is exhausting and things get missed. Workflow 2 is follow-up. This one is where the most service businesses quietly lose money. Someone inquires, you reply, they go quiet. You mean to chase them, but life gets busy. A week later, it feels awkward. The lead just dies. A follow-up workflow means the moment someone inquires, a sequence starts. They get a reply quickly. They get a gentle nudge to book a call. Reminders go out. You stop relying on memory. This isn't about being pushy. It's about being consistent. Most people don't ghost because they lost interest. They ghost because life got in the way. A follow-up system keeps you visible without you having to think without it. Workflow 3 is proposals and onboarding. You have a call, it goes well, and then what? Do you have a fast, reliable way to get a proposal in front of them? Or does it take you a few days to pull something together? And when they say yes, do you have a smooth onboarding process? Or are you scrambling to figure out what comes first? This workflow takes your call notes and turns them into a proposal fast. And once the sign, onboarding kicks off, so your delivery starts clean. If a tool doesn't serve one of these 3, you don't need it. Here is a simple test I call the tool purge test. For every tool you are currently paying for, ask yourself, which workflow does this support? If you can't answer, cancel it. Seriously. Let me show you the whole thing, running start to finish. Someone fills in your contact form. Straight away, the system reads it and creates a clean, simple summary. Not the raw form, but a structured overview of who they are, what they need, and whether they looked like a good fit. It gives them a fit score out of 100. We will talk about how that score works in a second. Then it logs them automatically in your tracking system. Think of this like your client waiting list. No manual entry, no copy paste, it's just there. Then it drafts a follow-up email, not sends it, drafts it, you review it, tweak it if needed, and hit send. The AI does the first pass, you make the final call. And in the background, a proposal doc has already been opened from your template, ready for you to fill in after the call. The whole thing happens while you are doing something else. The fit score sounds complicated, but it is really not. It is based on 4 simple questions. Is this person actually a good fit for what I do? Do they have a realistic budget? Are they in a hurry to get started? And am I talking to the person who actually makes the decisions? Stop here for a second. Write those 4 words down on a piece of paper. Fit, budget, urgency, authority. Start running every lead through those 4 filters, and I promise you will stop wasting time on proposals that go nowhere. Okay, the fun part. Let's talk about the actual tools. Now, I'm not going to tell you to go buy specific products because honestly, the best tool depends on your budget, where you are past, and what you are already using. What I'm going to give you instead is the 7 categories you need to fill and what each one actually has to do. Think of it like a recipe. I will tell you what ingredients you need. You pick the brand. Category 1, your capture tool. This is how leads get into your world in the first place. A form on your website or a simple landing page. It sounds basic, but most people have this wrong. Their forms are either too long and people give up halfway through, or too short and they don't give you enough to work with. What to look for when you are picking one? The ability to make certain questions required. The ability to show different questions depending on what someone selects. That is called conditional logic. An easy connection to your other tools. The simpler you can make it feel to the person filling it in, the more leads you will get. Form the field in conditional questions. Here is a quick win you can do today. Open your current contact form and remove 3 questions. Just cut them. More question means fewer leads. I have seen businesses double their inquiry rate just by simplifying their form. Category 2, your communication tool. This is how you talk to leads and clients. My advice, start with email. It is not the most exciting answer, but it is universal, it is professional, and 5 years from now, it will still be there. Pick one main channel, email, or wherever your clients actually are, and get really good at using it before you try to manage 5 different inboxes. What to look for? A way to save and reuse message templates and threads that are easy to search through when you need to find something from 3 months ago. Category 3, your booking tool. Onboarding, one booking link, one calendar, one set of rules. That is the goal. Your booking tool should handle everything automatically. It should know when you are free. It should add buffer time between calls so you are not jumping straight from one person to the next. It should send the clients a reminder the day before, and it should handle different time zones if you work with people outside your area. Once this is set up properly, you will never have to say, does Tuesday work for you? Again, you just send the link. If you have more than one booking link for the same type of call, that is not giving people options. That is confusing then. One link, one call type. Keep it simple. Category 4, your documents tool. This is where your proposal, scopes of work, and onboarding documents live. This is important because the speed and professionalism of your proposal directly affects whether people say yes. If someone has a great call with you and then waits 4 days for a proposal, that momentum is gone. They've probably had a call with someone else by them too. A good document tool lets you create a template once, duplicate it in seconds, fill in the client-specific details, and share it with a clean professional link. What to look for? Templates you can duplicate quickly, easy sharing without needing the client to create an account, and the ability to see when someone has opened it. Category 5, your storage and knowledge base. Think of this as the brain of your business, except it is written down. So it doesn't leave when you are tired or stressed or go on holiday. This is where you keep your standard processes. How you onboard a new client, what you do in week 1, how you handle a refund request. It is where you keep reusable assets, notes about how certain clients like to work, anything you find yourself explaining or recreating repeatedly. What to look for? Fast search. You can find things quickly, and permission settings so you can control what different people can see. Once this is set up properly, everything becomes faster. You are not reinventing the wheel every time. Category 6, your automation tool. This is the one that connects everything together. And it is the one that most people either skip entirely or try to do too early. Your automation tool watches for a trigger like a form being submitted and then runs a sequence of steps automatically. Creates the lead rule, send you a notification, drafts the email, open the proposal doc. You set this up once and then it just runs every time without you. The important thing to understand is this. Automation is great at following steps. It's terrible at making judgment calls. So you use automation for technical, repeatable stuff, and you keep yourself in the loop for anything that requires actual thinking. Repeat after me. Automate steps, not decisions. Write that on a sticky note if you need to. Steps get automated, decisions stay with you. Category 7, your AI assistant, and probably the one you came here for, your AI assistant. This is your drafting tool, your summarizing tool, your first pass tool. It is genuinely brilliant at taking a massive input and turning it into something clean and structured. Best uses: reading an inquiry and giving you a summary, drafting a reply email for you to review, taking your rough call notes and turning them into a proper proposal outline. What it is not: a database, a filing system, or a place to store confidential client information. I will come back to that in a minute because it matters. Your system stores information. Your AI drafts content. These are two completely different jobs, and mixing them up is where people get into trouble. If you are just starting out, quick word for anyone who heard all of that and thought, right, but where do I actually start? Here is your minimum viable stack. 3 things, that is it. First, a simple form to capture leads. Second, one place to track them. Even a basic spreadsheet works to begin with. Third, an AI assistant to help you summarize and draft. That is enough to get started. Get consistent with those 3 before you add anything else. Once leads are coming in regularly, then you add a booking tool. Once the process is clean and repeatable, then you add automation. And I will say this clearly, If your current setup feels chaotic, the answer is almost never to add more tools. It's almost always to remove some and get really good at fewer things. From track, draft, book, automate, in that order. Complexity is the enemy of consistency. Simpler wins. Now let's turn to using AI safely. Okay, I promised you a section on using AI safely with client information. This is important, so bear me for a couple of minutes. When you use an AI tool, any of them, you are typing information into a system that you don't fully control. That is fine for most things. But if you are typing in your client's personal details, you need to be careful. Here are my 5 rules. They are simple, and once you build the habit, they become second nature. Rule 1. Don't paste real client information into AI tools. I mean full names, home addresses, ID numbers, bank details, medical information, legal case information. Anything genuinely sensitive, just don't do it. Rule 2. Use placeholders instead. Type client A instead of their name, company B instead of their business name, project X instead of the project details. The AI still does just as good a job, and you haven't exposed anyone's private information. Rule 3. Always review before you send AI draft. You decide every single time, never let anything go to client without your eyes on it first. Rule 4. If you work in a field with regulations around data, legal, finance, medical, anything like that, please check compliance requirements before you use AI anywhere near client's information. Rules vary and they matter. Rule 5. AI is not your record-keeping system. It doesn't store reliably. It doesn't audit. It's not a substitute for your CRM or your documents tool. Here is the habit that prevents most AI mistakes. Before you paste anything into an AI tool, ask yourself, will I be comfortable if my client could see what I just typed in? If the answer is no, use a placeholder. Right now, I want to be honest with you about the mistakes I see most often. Not to make anyone feel bad. I have made all of these myself, but knowing them might save you some time. Mistake 1. Buying tools before deciding on workflows. This is the big one. You see a tool that looks impressive. You sign up, you try to figure out how it fits into your business, and it never quite does. The fix is to figure out your workflow first. Then find a tool that supports it, not the other way around. Mistake 2. Automating before the process is solid. Automation takes whatever process you have and repeats it fast at scale. If that process is good, brilliant, it saves you lots of time. If that process is messy or broken, automation just creates more mess, more quickly. I have seen people automate chaos and wonder why things got worse. Get the process right first, then automate. Mistake 3. Using AI as a filing system. This one comes up constantly. People have a conversation with an AI, share sensitive details, assume it's stored safely somewhere. It's not. AI chat interfaces are not databases. If you need to store something, put it in your document tool or your CRM where it actually lives properly. The good news, all 3 mistakes have the same fix. Workflow first, clean process, second, automation third. Next week, I'm building workflow 1 from scratch. Form, summary, score, logged, using tools that are either free or close to it. If you want that build, comment build it below. If I say enough, we will go into even more detail. Before I let you go, things I have put together that will save you time. The first thing is free. It's my 2026 AI Stack checklist. It's got all 3 workflows, all 7 tools categories and a simple decision guide to help you figure out what tools to make sense for your situation without getting lost in comparison mode. It's available as a PDF and as a Notion template, so you can just copy it and start using it straight away. Link is in the description below. If you want to go further, I've got a full course that walks through the complete system step by step with every tool built and every workflow connected. The waitlist is open now. Link is also below. And if you did rather have someone just build this with you, I do take on small number of consulting clients. If that's something you are interested in, the application link is below as well. But honestly, start with a checklist. It's free, it's practical, and it will give you a really clear picture of what you need and what you don't.